So, thank you very much, everybody, and thank you for being here. I think this is the most important thing for me, that is to see so many of our customers and our partners and our friends out here in the audience. I hope you will have a really good day here today. As you heard from Siri, I would like to say close to 200, but it's 193 registrations. We actually had to close the registration a slight bit early this year because it was so popular event, and I'm very happy for that. I hope you will have a good opportunity here to meet colleagues and potential partners around the industry and have a good chat, not only during the breaks of the meeting, but also in the social tonight. I also hope you will see and hear good information from 17 different great talks about all kinds of interesting subjects. And of course, which is why I'm here, and what we should start with is hear the latest news from Netnod. So the thing I'm going to talk about a little bit about DNS Node Enterprise. I'm also going to talk a little bit about our efforts to keep the clock ticking, and also about the updates we're doing in the IX space. To start off with DNS Node Enterprise. This is a service we launched last autumn, and as you're probably aware of from what we heard at the last meeting and what you maybe seen at some other meetings we have had, this is a DNS Anycast service for the enterprise market. We have been doing DNS Anycast, well, essentially since it was invented. And we started doing this for the route service, and in particular iRoute that we run. And this was a very successful way of not only increasing capacity to handle more and more queries, but also increasing capacity as one of the tools we use to battle DDoS attacks. We have also implemented that over time with our TLD customers. We run quite a lot of the TLDs, the top-level domains of the world, and we decided also to make this available for the enterprise market. This is a service that is 100% made in Sweden. We have made it ourselves. We sell it with a 100% availability, not 5 nines, 1 and 2 zeros. I'm one of the zeros. And it's something that we want people to be very, very confident about, that it always works. It's designed to work all the time. This is a service that we basically, okay. Technical problem. This is a service that, as said, it has TLD quality, and it's this service that we basically sell via partners. So if you are an end user, please come forward to us. Check out the webpage, kaffadnsanycast.nu, if you want to buy the service as an enterprise. If you are in the business of actually want to sell this service to your customers or as a DNS partner, don't hesitate to contact one of us, me or Miguel. Where is Miguel? He's out there. Okay. Contact Miguel and say you're interested about this, and we will definitely help you to make a successful business. Of course, all of this is about quality, and as a lot of things that we are doing, what we try to do here is to provide rock-solid DNS. The next thing, keeping the clock ticking. We have talked, I think we started this we have done the NTP service for quite some time, and we started the next generation NTP service where we developed our own hardware, where we run the NTP service in FPGA in 2014 and launched the service in 2015, if I'm not correct. I'm looking at Patrick here. Is that good? Yeah, thanks. And what we have been doing with this service is that we actually, for the first time on a new platform, we inserted a leap second. And you think, how hard can it be? Amazingly, it's very, very complicated and hard. You will hear more information about this from one of our presenters later. But the interesting thing is that we actually managed to do this without a hitch. And it worked on all these servers available, and it worked the way we planned it. And as I said, this is an amazingly difficult thing to do. The other thing we're doing with this, we're doing continuous development for the hardware-based NTP service. Today, that is mostly about doing bug fixes and stuff like that. We have done some interesting bugs that we have fixed. One of these is that we actually respond to ping and trace route from the NTP service. It's something that you don't really think of from the beginning, that you have to sort of implement all the stuff again from start. Another thing that we have done, which is closely to this, is we started to sell frequency and time as a service. So we sell PTP connections to our cesium clocks to various providers and various customers that are in the need to have both a very accurate reference frequency signal, but also have the official Swedish time on a contract and be able to use that in their service. And as we like to frame this is rock solid NTP. And I hope you start to see a theme here of what we're doing. The last thing I'm going to talk a little bit about, that's the Netnod IX. Netnod IX is sort of the flagship of our product. It's the biggest service we run, and it's a very important service to keep the internet working in this region of the world up in Scandinavia. And we have been doing this since we started in 1996, and we continue to do it over time. What we have been doing and continuously doing now this spring is that we're doing a rebuild of Netnod IX Copenhagen. We are also rebranding the Netnod IX. It used to be called Comics. We are sunsetting that name, so this will be Netnod IX Copenhagen. Despite the name, we actually will still be present in Malmö, and Malmö is going to be part of the Netnod IX Copenhagen, but we will market this and use this in communication for a name for the exchange point. This rebuild makes it possible for us to provide a redundant port in Copenhagen. Okay. This thing is not really, I'm not a pop star. So we are going to provide a redundant port in Copenhagen. We think it's very, very important that we have a stable, secure, and fully functional IX services, and that we can continue to provide a rock-solid IX. So the redundancy and stability is very important for us in this space. However, we know also that a lot of customers is using their own means of getting redundancy for exchange points, and not only relying on one exchange point, and maybe sharing the load between Stockholm and Copenhagen, sharing the load between Copenhagen and Amsterdam or London or whatever. So we're still going to provide a single port of the IX in Copenhagen, and so we will have both the redundant port and the single port in the exchange point in Copenhagen. We will also start providing the single port in Stockholm, so we will also start selling only one port as opposed to the redundant port that we do today in the Stockholm exchange point. And this is also in the rebuild. We are going to use the same architecture we will be doing in Copenhagen for building the Stockholm exchange point. The other thing, and the last big event we are doing, is we are also moving away to a new service where we're going to provide an optical IX in Stockholm and Copenhagen, where we will not only provide access to shared media, but also on a very cost-efficient base, provide point-to-point interconnection in Stockholm and Copenhagen, both on a pure optical level as a spectrum or alien wavelength, but also as a gray service on 10 gig and 100 gig with a transponder-based solution. This, of course, recalls an update of the prices that we're doing. We are changing the prices from the 1st of July in both Copenhagen and Stockholm. That means that existing contract that has a contract date on or after 1st of July will get the new prices, and new contract entered into after 1st of July will get these new prices. And the prices will be slightly lower on the redundant port, the same price as the previous single port in Copenhagen for a single port both in Stockholm and Copenhagen, and the same prices for a single and redundant that we have been used previously in both Stockholm and Copenhagen. So we'll have the same prices as Stockholm and Copenhagen going forward. Another thing we're also doing with the prices is that we want people to utilize this and feel that they can get a good value out of the system. And that means that on the highest possible speed that we sell on the exchange point, which currently is 100 gig, we will get a 40% discount on additional ports going forward on this. That means that when we launch 400 gig or 1T as a port, this is the discount we'll get on the second port of those speeds. But for currently, this is for 100 gig moving forward. When it comes to the optical exchange point, this is the prices we're going to start selling with that. And as I said, we're introducing this in Q3 in Copenhagen, where we have 276,000 per year for 100 gig point-to-point gray lighting. And we have a 10 gig point-to-point for 24,000 a year in these both metros. And all of these are prices that is on net. So that means that it's on the locations, on the data centers, where we have an on-net presence. We will be able to build on customer request an on-net presence in your premises at home, and we will have that as an on-request price, depending on what the cost will be to actually get the fiber infrastructure in there and get the nodes installed and everything. We also, as I said before, we will sell alien wavelengths as well. We are not having a price for that yet, but that is something that will come as well. So what that means is that Netnod want to be the one-stop shop for all your interconnect needs, any style, regardless if it's a redundant connection to the IX or a non-redundant connection to the IX on L2, if it's a private VLAN on the IX for doing transit or doing private peering over the L2 infrastructure, if it's a lit point-to-point service on L1, or if it's a layer 0 point-to-point optical spectrum. And we want to take the interconnection service into the next level. The last news here is that we are also, as we had a cooperation previously with NIX, we're also officially launching Netnod Oslo, which is powered by NIX. It's still the NIX exchange point. We're doing this in very close cooperation with the NIX team. And what it means that is Netnod is going to be the one-stop shop for IX in Scandinavia, where you can get exchange points in both Stockholm, Copenhagen, and Oslo on the same contract with the same support contact going forward. It will still be run by the NIX team. You will hear more what has happened with NIX from Kjetil tomorrow. And, but this is an opportunity, especially for telcos not present in Sweden or Norway, to get a one contact for all the exchange point needs. So with that, I am done today. I hope you will have a really, really good meeting today. Tune in tomorrow morning. You will hear the technical updates on the Netnod IX and the single port and how it's achieved and everything from Matthias. And you will hear Kjetil talk about the NIX update tomorrow morning as well. Enjoy the talks today. As Siri said, the buses leave here for the social tonight at 6:15. Be there, please. And all in all, be fun. Thank you very much. I also want to thank our great sponsors who help us organize this event and hopefully make it a very good success. Thank you very much to Interaction. Thank you to NTT, and thank you to Portlane. I hope you will have a good meeting. And now I will hand over to Rob.
Thank you.